Hey, welcome to another episode of Music Tips and Reviews with JG. This your boy JG with music tips, reactions, reviews, current events inside of the world of music. And so, this is a current event. If you haven't seen my video where I'm talking about why Diddy now is giving publishing to his artists and songwriters and producers, he's on his love journey. He's in a new chapter of his life, and he wants to, like he discussed, he want to be a part of the change. And now, he's giving publishing rights back to his Bad Boy artists. And so a few days ago, if y'all remember Making the Band, Danity Kane, there was a big group during that time, around 06, 05, around that time. And so Aubrey O'Day, she was part of that group, big part of that group. She always had a big personality. She always expressed herself. She didn't hold back. If y'all remember the show, y'all remember her personality. She was, she wasn't afraid to speak her mind on the show. And now, she said she was around 17. She was a teenager around the time she started with Bad Boy, and now she's 39. She discussed on this show exposing the agreement that was between her and Bad Boy. And this agreement was shared amongst all the Bad Boy artists, most of the Bad Boy artists. I believe, as she said, some of the agreements was different. And so we're gonna get into this article. Shout out to Fader website, fader.com. Says Danity Kane's Aubrey O'Day says Diddy wanted a signed NDA in exchange for Bad Boy publishing. And so, NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, saying that you will be, basically being on the hush of things in order to get these rights, these privileges, this money. And so Diddy's much lauded return of Bad Boy publishing came with some strings, according to O'Day. And so if you check out this video on YouTube, I checked it out. She talks about the agreement on Only Stands. That's a YouTube channel. And so it says in early September, Diddy announced that he would be handing over the publishing rights from all music released on his label Bad Boy to the artists who performed the songs. During a recent appearance on the Only Stands podcast, Aubrey O'Day, a former member of the Bad Boy signed pop group Danity Kane, criticized the terms of Diddy's release. And she discussed in the interview, there's a lot of gatekeepers, a lot of people in the industry that kind of had them, I guess, like chains, under these agreements and all these contracts. She claimed that she was asked to sign an NDA in exchange for her share of Danity Kane's publishing. And so, she had parts in, I believe, writing some of those songs. O'Day begins her comments at 56 minutes in the video above by describing Diddy's move to return publishing rights as bittersweet. It's just sad though, because during those times, when Danity Kane was on his heights, when they was a huge group, selling out tours and everything. They was making millions and millions of dollars on tour, and they wasn't receiving publishing then. And so basically, as I got from the interview, that all that money they received from that time, they can't get, because Bad Boy was handed over to Sony after those times of their height in their career. So reading on, she said, as I've gotten older, I've let go a lot of the trauma, and I've learned to really appreciate some of the personal, beautiful moments I've had with him, acknowledging that Diddy was the first entertainment executive to provide a platform for her in the music industry. So she acknowledged that he gave her a platform, but it was some things behind that later on. So however, she took exception to some of the terms that came with Diddy's offering, including the requirement for her to sign a NDA. I have released him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. O'Day said, I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI or Sony ever in public. And so I'm gonna summarize the rest of it, but basically they can't discuss the basically they can't discuss the things, the fishy things that was going on during the Bad Boy. They have to keep it on the hush. And she said that two of the group members out of the 5 didn't sign it. So the majority of Danity Kane signed this non-disclosure. O'Day discussed that the amount of money she received from publishing is around $800 to $900. So compared to getting, like, as she said, $49 million, which she allegedly says that Diddy and his people took from them during those heights in their career, they're not getting it, because Diddy handed over a lot of those rights to Sony, and Sony is in charge of releasing those publishings. But the money they getting are just from streams, and streams you only get like 0.001, 2 or 0.003 from these streams. And she's telling other Bad Boy artists, I can get you a deal on Hulu, I can get you a deal on Netflix. We can talk about these things that happen to us, and we can maybe get more money from this situation. And so let me know. It's very interesting to see the behind the scenes things that was going on, especially during those times, especially these man and male and female groups that was going on during this time. And of course I know it's a lot of trauma, just a lot, and I asked the question, again, why Diddy now, that he's in this love thing and wants to do all these things for his artists now. So let me know what y'all thought about this. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, Music Tips and Reviews with JG, because even me as a music creator, music producer, songwriter, I get frustrated with streaming. Sometimes I wish I was in the 90s. I produced and songwriting in the 90s, where people really bought physical copies. I believe it's a gift and a curse to streaming platforms. I think the gift is you get to distribute your music all around the world, just from a click of a button. But the curse is that, you know, you getting all these millions of streams, you getting all these, you know, millions, and you only getting a few cents for all that. You know, I've witnessed that myself. You know, being a songwriter, you know, you sell, you know, your song, you know, it's it's top, you know, top of the list, and you know all these charts, but you really not getting a whole lot, especially if you're getting a percentage of that work. So let me know in the comments what you think about, you know, this situation with Aubrey O'Day. It's frustrating as an artist, as a creative. These things are happening, you know, especially in the major labels where you are exposed all around the world. You know, you have a name. And so appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, leave your comments on what you thought about this situation. And until next time, all right, peace.